She's mouthy, she's fast, she's got game. Welcome to Fast-Paced Lace, where the mic is hot and the pace never quits. Welcome to Fast-Paced Lace, where speed meets style and story sprints to the finish line. I'm your host, Lacey, and today's episode is all about power, poise, and the pursuit of greatness. Joining us, none other than Iyonna Codd, a freshman phenom at the University of Miami, a two-time Gatorade Nevada Girls Track and Field Player of the Year, and a rising star lighting up the NCAA track scene. Welcome, Iyonna. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
Now, from her roots in Las Vegas to breaking records in Coral Gables, Iyonna's journey is nothing short of inspiring. So lace up, let's dive in to a fast-paced world of Iyonna Codd. Growing up in Las Vegas, how did you first get into track and field?
I did basketball with my younger sister, and we first had to do it to get in shape. And then my younger sister, she actually enjoyed track, and she was like, "But I have no one to talk to at practice. I need someone to talk to at practice. No one talks to me." I was like, so I just went, and then we quit for a minute because it was like running was not it. But we eventually met Coach Roy from Nevada Track Club. He just put me under his wing, especially because it was COVID, and I was already going through a lot of loss, so he was just putting me under his wing, and I was like, you know what? If you say you see something in me, I guess I'll stay. And then as I started doing it, I realized you get more medals in the track than you do basketball. Even though the tournaments I did and stuff, I was getting more medals just in 2 weeks than it took a year and stuff. So it was just
In basketball, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Your transition from basketball to track during your freshman year is where you took off and just were gone. Like in 2023, I believe you were the Nevada 5A state champion in the 100-meter, 200-meter, and 400-meter. Is that correct? And then you were also the 2023 Gatorade Nevada Girls Track and Field Player of the Year. Now, tell me a little bit about that feeling right there, just alone.
very thankful. I was just that feeling. I felt blessed. I felt confident that this is hard and I worked to get there, but also confident that there are other people that want the exact same spot. So it was just I belong. It was just a feeling of belonging, to be honest.
Yeah. When you found that transition from basketball over to track and field and you felt that feeling of belonging, and you talked about Coach Roy, was there a pivotal moment that you can remember where you were like, wow, this is really it for me?
Yes and no. It starts at practice because that's where you work to get to where you want to be. It was I remember my sophomore year, because freshman year I wasn't consistent. Coach Roy had to come to my house and try to get me because I would quit, and I was like, no. But I remember my sophomore year, Coach P, our sprint coach, he yelled my whole name at practice because I was in the back, and it was a whole bunch of seniors and juniors, and I was just I'm gonna just stay in the back. I don't know what we're doing. He was like, Iyonna Codd, get up there. I was like, whoa. So I got scared and I started running, and I didn't even realize that I could run like that. It was just when you hear your full name, you think you're in trouble. I'm like, oh. So after that day, I was like, I can keep up with the older girls. I can do this. So then I started pushing harder at practice because of that.
I love that. Now, you talk a lot about your coaches and a lot of your teammates and stuff. Choosing a college is a pivotal decision. So tell me a little bit about what led up to the University of Miami commit and what stood out about their program and their campus.
Again, I took this decision with my coach, Coach Roy and Coach P. Their judgment matters a lot, especially because I was still new to track. I didn't know nothing about track. And I listened to their inputs, but then when I came to the visit, I realized the girls are just different, period. Some visits, you go out, have fun. It was my birthday week too when I came. I was going through something, and the girls went and took me to get some brownie with some ice cream on top. And you know what? That is a win to my heart because I like food and desserts. So I was like, yes. And they're more of a like work now, party later type of person. Like focus exactly on your goals before you want to do anything. So it's like I like that. I like people that want to push you, and it's like it doesn't feel like a threat when I run with these girls. It feels
Exactly.
like it's like a competition. It's like, oh my gosh, like yes, I. It's a thrilling feeling that I want. So when I got on my visit here and I spoke to Coach Dean, she reminded me a little bit of both my coaches. You know, strict but knows how to like interact with you outside of track, and she was showing me that she could be here not just about track, because again, track is a sport, but you know, outside of your life, you're setting your future up. So for her to do that, it was like very like touching to me, because I'm moving far from home and I want to feel safe and I want to feel like, you know, I have someone in my corner. So I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, I like this coach. You know, she is a hard coach. She does not play. When you know you have to be on the line, you have to be on the line. um, I like that. So I was like, yeah, I want somebody that can hold me accountable to my goals, no matter what.
Awesome. The University of Miami, you have chosen an excellent program. I mean, when you accepted my interview, I was like, wow, I was just I'm so thrilled to have you here. Like you've just like I've heard your name, the Valley. I mean, I have to say we're both the Centennial High School alumni. You are a baby alumni. I'm an old alumni, but still I'm so proud to say that my first female athlete is somebody directly from my school. And not only that, but your name in the community here in Las Vegas is just still so recognized. And it just drew me to you instantly. Like I was like, oh, I need to get this girl. But I wanted to transition a little bit too and talk about how you were talking about the appeal of Miami's track and field and they're developing sprinters. How did that work into your decision as well? And then also balancing that athletic and academic. Tell me a little bit about what you want to do with your life after Miami.
First, I looked at the girls, and then I also looked at how they train, and then because how they train matters. Like you could be great, but like it's really about how someone like it's the workouts. The workouts is what makes the athlete, and it's
Mhm.
the intensity of it. Like you know, just some people. So I seen that, and I also did like Coach Dean is a well known coach. She's been at UM for like 30 years plus, and like she coaches pros all the time. She was just recently doing it, like, and that's where I want to be. I want to be a pro eventually. So it's like, why not start young? Why not mold and get comfortable with someone from a young start to get you there?
I
Especially
love
because like
that.
trust matters a lot to me. So if I trust you, I'll give you my all. Like I'm gonna trust everything. I'm not gonna like be like, oh no, I don't think this is working for me. No, I want to be able to go into something, a workout, and trust you fully, and
Mhm.
just do what I'm supposed to do. So it's
Mhm.
like
It
that.
sounds like you've given her a lot of your faith and ability to be able to get you to that next level. I love that.
A lot of
That's
praying
really
and
good.
hope.
Yeah, I love that. Now, balancing the athletic and the academics, tell me how that is because there are a lot of athletes out there wondering if they can make it to that next level balancing both.
That is the thing about a student athlete. When you're an athlete, they help a lot with tutoring. Like they make sure you have tutors for every class. You can have 6 classes and have 6 tutors, and
That's
they make
excellent.
sure that you have study hall and you have to do 6 hours a week. Which actually, at first, I was like, that's kind of crazy. You know, allowing yourself to like just go to a place where you can just focus and not be in bed and stuff, like it helps a lot. And a lot of the classes you're in, a lot of other student athletes are in. So the professors are very like understanding. They work with you, or they provide office hours, and they really do take time to help you understand things. So
That's
I like
great.
that.
Now, I wanted to ask you just a little bit about the NIL and if they have done anything to help you navigate the NIL or if you have had any NIL offers yourself or what you think about the NIL.
It's a little shaky actually. It's like weird. Just cause like I did want to come rushing into doing NIL deals my freshman year, but also school with track is a lot to adapt to, and finding the time and schedule and then the confidence to like post on social media and
Yeah.
present yourself. It was like, I am currently working a little bit with some, and I'm going to try to do baby steps first because, like, yes, I do have a little bit of followers. I don't post myself as much. I post more like, quotes and
Yeah.
motivating things. So I want to like work my way to where I can still do both.
Yeah, you're
I
very
don't want to just
inspirational. I love that about your Instagram. Like, you're very inspirational. It's touching to see that from somebody at your age. I love it about you. So, your freshman year has been pretty impressive. Can you share some highlights and how you're preparing for the upcoming season and how it's going so far?
we had a home meet, our first home meet, and that was my first 200.
Mhm.
And I ran a 23:55, which was like not even that far from my PR because I run a 23:4. So
That's
it was like
great.
I opened up almost with my PR, and then I this weekend, just ran my first 400, and I ran
Uh-huh.
53:1, which is also close to my PR 53:0. So it's like for me to get there in a short amount of time, like I feel like Coach Deem has set me up to be exactly where I need to be, and she's molding me to be like this beast, this bulldog. Uh,
Yes.
yes, across the country, yes, and she's just molding me to be exactly who I said I wanted to be.
Now, speaking of your college coaches, is the training regimen adjustment from high school to college level different, or has it been pretty consistent?
Yes and no. I'm very thankful that I had my coaches like in high school. You'd think like the workouts we do were crazy, but if you go to a big D1 school, they're pretty much alike, especially
Mhm.
when it comes with lifting. Like, I'm very thankful Coach Roy and Coach P had me lifting all the time, core almost every day, and like making sure I do things offside of track because only 2 hours isn't enough to get where you want to be. So I like that. And then when I came here, when we did work-offs off the back, I was like, oh, like I used to do this. The thing about Coach Dean, you can tell her about certain things you used to do back home that helped you, and she understands and she works with you about that, which I really like. And she's like, okay, well, we can try that if that's what makes you feel best and at your top, then we can do that. Yeah. Only thing is, the tensity's different.
Yeah.
It feels in high school, I feel like I was going against like me versus me. A lot of times during practice, or like I had the guys to go against. Here, it's like I'm going against me and then like clones of me, like because everybody's just as fast. And it's like, you know, so I like that. That's what makes the workouts a little harder, you know.
Yeah. Now, I have here that at the Hurricane Collegiate Invitational in the 100 meters, you ran an 11.83.
Yeah, but it was the wind. It was like a crosswind, so the wind was so heavy that day. But I did open up with
Girl,
that
that's
too.
still fast.
Yeah,
That's still very fast. I wanted to congratulate you on that because that's amazing. I believe you're heading into the outdoor season right now. Is there any areas of focus that you plan to work on?
ACC championships, and we have natties, and those are the two goals: is to go there for the 2 and the 4. Next year, I'll work on the 60 and the 100 as well. But I think my strong suit right now is just the 2 and 4. So the goal is to be, oops, excuse me, top 48, period, and then also PR. You know, somewhere.
What you want to do? Top 48. Well, girl, I see you in there for sure. For sure, I see it. So now that we've kind of like given the viewers a little bit about what track and field is, can you walk us through a typical day at the University of Miami with your training, your classes, if you travel, like because I know you just got back from LSU's, you are busy, girl. So tell me what a day in the life of Iyonna is like.
Usually, my busy days, Monday, Wednesdays, yes, we have weights at 6 a.m. or 6:30, and then I have class at like 8, and um, I have another class right after that, which is like 9:30 to like 11, and then I have tutoring from 11 to 12, and then I have practice 1:15, and then practice stays until like and then yeah, and then on Wednesdays, pretty much almost the same thing, but practice all the way to 4:30, and then I go to Bible study at like 7:30, so I get a little time to like eat, fresh up, fix my room, do something, and then Bible study from like 7:30 to like 9, and then bed because the day got tired.
You need sleep after that. Now, you touched a little bit about on going to Bible study. I know that you post a lot of very faithful as well as inspirational quotes on your Instagram, and that really drew me to you as well because I'm a very spiritual. I just love athletes that believe so much in their faith. So I wanted to talk to you just a little about that and see if you could give others a little guide of how you navigate faith in your athletics.
So usually when athletes get close to God, it's because of an injury. And we pray like we still want to be great. And that's kind of what happened to me at first. I had lost someone that meant so much to me, and I had a foot injury, and I wasn't able to run. So it was just like both of them, like I felt like it was weighing me down, but I didn't want to like be put down. I always knew God. I knew God, but I didn't know God. So it's like I knew the basics, but I didn't know who He was. So I took that time to get close to Him, and as I was doing that, I was like, this is a mental thing. Like me mentally thinking, like knowing that God is here for me putting my faith into somebody that's positive, like outweighs all the negatives. So, and I also know what it felt like to be at your lowest when you're hurt. It's terrible. Like seeing people be great. Like, yes, we love our teammates going good, but like, I'm competitive. So I want to be right there too. Like they got a medal, I want to too. So it was that.
Yeah.
And then I have a younger sister. I have a lot of siblings, but I have a younger sister that looks up to me at most. When she's hurt, I want her to always know that she can, if she doesn't feel like I can help her, she can turn to God and He can always lift you up. What I had learned from the Bible studies that I'd be holding, God will literally let you go to your lowest because He knows that's when you will be pure when you go to Him, when you ask for help, and when you just turn to Him. Like, that's when you're willing. You're like, God, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Because you feel like you can't do nothing, like you're
Yep.
giving your all.
I have
So He'll
chills.
let you. Yeah,
I have
He'll let
chills.
you. He'll let you. Yeah, basically, He'll break you down to build you back up. He'll use what broke you to heal you, to make you stronger. And that's what I tell people. He used that injury to make me right here. The loss of someone I lost, He used that and He molded that and He put that and He let me take all that they did for me and like how they impacted my life to impact others. He turned everything I thought that was negative positive.
You mentioned your younger sister, but there are also a lot of young athletes that still continue to look up to you. What advice would you give them to those that are aiming to follow in your footsteps and head for that D1 goal?
Mind over matter. But what I mean is know that you want it. Remember how bad you want it. Because no matter how hard the practices are, don't let that 5 minute out of breath, heavy legs, can't move
Right.
workout stop you from the goal. Every day is like you get 1% better. Just you have to want that future that you say you want. You have to want it so bad that everything you do is for that. It's not just like obviously live in the moment, have fun in the moment as well. But if you want this life, this future that you want, you have to hold yourself accountable. But you also have to have people around you that want the same thing for you.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of manifesting. I love that. And having the right people in your corner, you talk about that a lot. I know you talk about your high school coaches really being there for you. And I mean, they continue to still be there for you. So you are a great example for this community for a lot of the young girls and boys to know that, goals can be achieved through anything with just a little bit of practice and manifestation, like you said. You talked about how you had a foot injury and you lost somebody. Embracing those challenges and learning from the setbacks, is there anything that you could touch on that about?
I was gonna practice still, like after I was hurt, like, and I was doing all the things everybody else was doing, but I wasn't taking the time to strengthen exactly where I was weak at, which was my foot.
Mhm.
And when my coach pointed that out, I took the time to start working on that, and that means adding on doing practice, but also going home and doing extra, doing more, doing what others won't do.
Exactly.
So I started working on things like that. And then footwork. I like to, usually when I do workouts, I do more reps more than anything. If we're doing high knees, I'm working on more reps rather than going by fast, like far. Because when you're running, When you want to be able to put your feet down fast, your body got to get used to it. So if you do it in a daily workout, a daily routine, you'll get used to it. Muscle
Exactly.
memory.
Muscle memory. Muscle memory. But before I get over to some fun stuff, I wanted to talk to you. Let's talk about the difference in weather. Like, you come from the dry Vegas heat to this wet Miami world. Tell me about that.
It's like good and bad, you know.
Yeah.
And then it like I'm used to Vegas, like feeling like when you open the oven, or you got the blow dryer on your head.
Yes.
I'm used to that. Coming here, it's like you took a hot shower and you about to faint. Like it's like that.
It's gonna take you out.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? If you drink water, you stay hydrated, like electrolytes, your drip drops, like you really get used to it. Both places are pretty bipolar because it's either hot or cold in Vegas. It's not in between. In
Same, yeah.
Miami, it could be hot and rain. Like you can feel hot rain on you. So it's just like it was definitely different. It was hard. Also because in Vegas, since it was so hot, we would train sometimes later in the day.
Oh,
Miami,
yeah.
I gotta train right when it's hot, and it's like, oh, I'm not used to this. But as I stayed longer, it got better. I've been drinking like bottles of water at practice, so now I'm
Yeah.
getting used to it.
Yeah, just staying super hydrated. We can switch some gears and do a little bit of fun stuff. I wanted to do a little bit of like rapid fire and get some fun questions for us. So tell me about, do you have a favorite pre-race meal?
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I know all my coaches are gonna be upset, but my high school coaches used to bribe me. They would be like, "I'll get you some canes if you PR." Now, when they started doing that, I PR'd every single time. I was like, Coach Roy, and seafood, anything with crab legs. I was like, Coach Roy, if I break all these records, if I break the 50-year-old record, I want a big thing of seafood. And they're like, okay. And then at first I was like, dang, that's a lot of work, and like that's hard work. You know, I don't usually eat seafood, so it's like I want it. Like when a girl wants something and she's craving something, she gonna want it. That's the feeling it started getting strong, and like anytime I was about to finish a race, I just thought about all the food I wanted, which was canes or seafood. Coach Dean, Coach Dean owes me some canes, so
We're gonna talk Coach Dean. Oh, some canes. Okay, we're gonna have to get that on the menu. Get that on the menu, on
yeah.
the clock, on the clock. Get that DoorDash sent right to your dorm. Now, do you have a go-to hype song that is absolutely your favorite thing to run to?
I did in high school.
Okay.
College, the intensity, the pressure is a different feeling. So
Okay.
like, in high school, I'd lock in. I know I'm at a track meet. No, in college, I don't want to know I'm at a track meet. I don't want to think about what I'm about to do. I just want to know I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So high school, I definitely was listening to Lil Baby or Rod Wave. I was listening to Rap Beef by Rod Wave, or I was listening to Lil Baby, which was either any of the songs actually, any of them.
Just a concentration of getting yourself in that mindset.
Yeah, here, I do listen to gospel music, but not like I don't like listening to it like right before I'm about to run because like I'm in that mode, you know, and I don't want to be like I don't like to think about my races. And I feel like when you listen to gospel music, you think about everything. You think about what you've been through, what you got here. Like I don't want to think about nothing. I just want to like I want the song to be so good, the beat to be so fast, the words
I
to be
love
so
that.
fast that I can't even think about nothing besides trying to say the words and not sound like I'm mumbling when I'm saying them.
Yeah,
So
I
it's been
love
a
that.
little mix of like random songs lately.
There you go. Hey, whatever works, it works, right? So, outside of being a student athlete, tell me, do you have a dream vacation spot? Tell me about it.
Since my family is Samoan, I do plan to go to Samoa, and I want, yeah, Western Samoa, and I want
Okay.
to take my grandma, and I want her to show me like what it was like for her, and I just want to experience it.
Oh, I have so many chills. That's so inspiring. I love that. We're gonna have to hear about that. We're gonna have to do a follow-up episode once that happens because we're gonna have to talk all about that. So now I know you have a lot of role model coach-wise in track and field, but is there any athlete that you look up to in your sport that you really, really focus on as a role model that you like to mimic or that you just really look up to?
Jamarion Stubbs. We got close at a track meet because we both was walking with 4 medals around our neck for the exact same events, and they were all gold. And we was like, "Oh my gosh, we're twinning!" And after that, like, we got close, and his like the way he thought about things was just like, you know what? I know you're gonna be something like, and he would just push me to want to be that too. And then now seeing him like running crazy times, could be pro right now, and is the face of an HBCU. It's like I was there, and you know, like I'm just so glad. And
That's so great.
before track, my cousin Donovan, who goes to UCLA for football, I really like he was more like, the strict, like, no, just this, only focus on this, don't do nothing
Yeah.
else, no fun. He was like that, but which I actually needed because in high school I wanted to do everything. I was like, oh my gosh, let's go eat McDonald's randomly this late, and he'll be like, that's not good for you. Like, you need to come coach. You need to come right now. You need to be doing this. You want to lay down, you could be doing this right now. So it's like I like someone that's like always focused, like, and knows their like what they want in life. And then just like few the other people, I've met one of the fastest 400 runners, the fastest 100 runners, Ashanti. She ran 10:8 in the 100, and then Skylar Franklin, who ran like 50 point just as like a freshman, sophomore in the 400, and we're really close. 100 hurdler here, and our 800 runner. Me looking up to them as well, because when you go D1, you need some type of like motivation. If Coach Dean tells them to run a crazy workout, they're all for it. They're like, okay, let's go. Like, I'm ready. I'm like,
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
exactly how I need to be because I want to be that great. So I need that attitude.
I love that. I love that, how you look at just your own what you have within you and you find inspiration right there. That's just so amazing. You talk about your teammates like their family, and it's so touching because you don't hear that a lot in like an individual sport like yours, how you know you're running for yourself. You're talking about all these other athletes who are running, times. In reality, you're not far off from these times yourself.
Yeah,
It's so amazing to hear you talking about somebody that you're just really right behind, like you're chasing them, you're so close. And me personally, I'm so excited for this to release because maybe at that moment you might be the next person, you know what I mean, and going above and beyond. And somebody on your team might be looking behind you as they come into the University of Miami. So it's so empowering to hear you talk about your teammates and how you uplift them because that's how it should be. Like, yeah, you're racing each other, but you're still teammates.
yeah. My coaches used to tell me, like, when I first started track, when I had first seen Shakira Richardson, Noah Lyles, and all them, like, I was like everybody else. I was geeked. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I was so excited. And then my coach was like, you need to walk how they walk. You need to have your head up how they have their head up because that's going to be you. And I was like, you know what? Like, literally, you gotta, when you walk like that, they will remember you because they're like, oh yeah, I've raced you. Like, you were competition. I felt a little pressure. So, like, now, like, when I think of it, like, I don't take it as like, I talk highly of anyone I ever raced. I'm trying to memorize everyone I raced because you want to remember who pushed you and who
Yes.
made you feel like you had to push. So if anybody like, if I won, if they won, I make sure that I speak to them because you literally never know. Like, you never know when champions are made, where they're made, and it could be from one race that makes them.
I do have a question. If not track, do you think that you would have pursued basketball, or do you think that you were always meant for track?
I used to race my family when I was younger, but I never knew nothing about track. When I was on the basketball court, all I would hear is, "Man, you're so fast. How do you get from here to here?" That's all I hear. Nothing
Yeah.
else. Like, I was so quick that, like, that's all I heard. And people were like, "You do track?" And I was like, "I don't even know what track is." So I feel like eventually someone was gonna want to race me, and I was gonna just be like, you know what? I gotta go do track, and I gotta race this person so I can show them. So
Exactly.
honestly, I feel like God showing me that vision early and letting me catch to it fast as soon as possible was the biggest blessing, and I'm very thankful. I think He would have showed me regardless. And my sister would have done it, she probably would
Mhm.
have dragged me into it. So I feel like I was gonna get dragged into it regardless.
It was meant to be. It happened at the right time. Everything happens for a reason. It's nice to see somebody from Las Vegas prosper and, get out there, especially a bulldog. We love that. So I'm just so happy for everything that you've accomplished. Before we wrap up, is there anything that you wanted to touch on or you wanted to talk about or get your message out?
Yes. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself when nobody believes in you. Love yourself when nobody loves you. Love yourself when everybody loves you. Like, be selfish enough to know that you have to put yourself first for the goals. And that's what's going to hold you to doing that. Even if you're strong on faith or not, maybe trying to get close to God. You don't have to get close to God. I'm not going to push that to no one, but I feel like having someone in your corner than no one in your corner is the best. And God is so good, and I can always I just always give glory to Him and always thank Him. If anybody was to ask how I did it, I would say God. But also the strength that He's given me. So just be strong, keep holding on just a little bit longer, because
Yeah.
the years fly by fast and time flies, and in the blink of an eye you'll have your own house on the beach, with a big old boat. So just
Yes,
focus.
ma'am. I love that. I love that. Iyonna, you have been such an inspiration and such a joy to have on Fast Paced Lace. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Your dedication and achievements are absolutely inspiring. For our listeners, be sure to follow Iyonna's continued success on the track. You can find her on Instagram. I'll make sure to post it. Until next time, keep striving, keep sprinting, and stay laced.